What's shaking, my friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay, and today we're going to talk about all the March releases that I'm super excited for. Can you believe that it is already March? Because I cannot. So we're just going to hop right in to these releases. I'll tell you a little bit about them. I won't give you a full synopsis for the sake of time, but we will go ahead and get started with March the 7th. So on March the 7th, I have my laptop down here, so that's what I'm looking at. We have The Last Saxon King by Andrew Varga. Now, this seems like a historical fantasy. It says he's a time jumper descended from a long line of secret heroes who protect the present by traveling to the past to fix breaks and glitches in the time stream. A band of malicious time jumpers is threatening the very future of the universe, and he's going to have to save the world. So there's some time jumping in here, which kind of makes me a little hesitant because I'm not the best at time jumping, but I am still interested. Then we have What Have We Done by Alex Finlay. Stay-at-home mom with a past, a has-been rock star with a habit, a reality TV producer with a debt, 3 disparate lives, 1 deadly secret. I read the first book that Alex Finlay put out. I can't remember what that book was called, and I liked it fairly okay. And I didn't read the one that came out last year, but it's on my TBR. Like, I want to read it, and I am also interested in this one. All right. Also on the 7th, we have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. So what I have down for this is enemies to lovers and fake dating. And there's a demon, and there's some kind of bargain that he's going to take her soul so he can do something, and then they wind up falling in love. I'm not sure, but it sounds very up my alley. Okay. And that's going to be by Sarah Hawley. Then I have on March the 9th, we have Frontier by Grace Curtis. A heartfelt queer romance and a high noon standoff with our planet's uncertain future, full of thrills, a love story, and laser guns. So laser guns, yes. Queer romance, yes. This kind of gives me the sci-fi vibes of Winter's Orbit up here. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. Then we have on March the 14th, I Love It When You Lie by Kristen Bird. This is basically the grandmother dies, and then Gran won't be the only one they'll put in the grave this weekend because now someone has gone missing in the dark Appalachian woods. And if Gran has taught them anything, it's how to get rid of a good-for-nothing man. So this sounds like a bunch of family drama and mixed with like some funniness, and I am all for it. Then we have, and I love this cover. This is a YA sci-fi enhanced by Candace Cade. This is basically, it's a YA sci-fi. I know it has to do with gene and gene editing, and she works for the government. Anyway, I read the synopsis and it sounded interesting, and the cover is gorgeous. So it has to do with like gene and gene editing. The next book on the 14th is The Renaissance of Gwen Hathaway by Ashley Schumacher. I will read anything that Ashley Schumacher writes. This is her 3rd book. I have really enjoyed the past 2. And so this is filled with a wise old magician who sells potion bottles, gallant knights who are afraid of horses and ride camels instead, kings with a fondness for theatrics, a lazy river castle moat with inflatable crocodile floaties, and a plus-size heroine with a wide-open heart. If only she just admits it. So it is a Renaissance fair YA romance. And I'm generally also not a fan of the Renaissance fair thing. However, again, I love Ashley Schumacher and her writing, so I'm interested to pick that one up. Then we have a horror novel, Pinata by, I can't remember who this one is quite by, but it is a bone-chilling story about how the sinister repercussions of our past can return to haunt us. I think the family goes to Mexico, and it's not what they think it's going to be, and then they come home, and then one of the sisters starts acting kind of strange. So interesting to see that there. And then on March the 28th, we have A Door in the Dark by Scott Rankin. Now, I have read one other Scott Rankin, which was Ash Lords, which was his like YA fantasy trilogy, or maybe it was a duology, I can't recall. But I did not continue on that series because it didn't really jive with me that well. However, this one intrigues me. It is a fantasy thriller that follows 6 teenage wizards as they fight to make it home alive after a malfunctioning spell leaves them stranded in the wilderness. So I think they're at this magic school and they are going to teleport home via a portal, and a fight breaks out and the portal drops them in like the wilderness and then they get stranded, if I recall. But I also really like the cover on this one. Then we have the new one by Evie Green. This is a suspenseful, cutting-edge novel about 2 parents who finally get the daughter they've always wanted. It's too bad she isn't real. So this is kind of like a sci-fi thriller. I think that their daughter, who's kind of does bad things and isn't the best person, gets into an accident and they're basically told that she will not survive and she's pretty much brain dead, not going to recover. And so this company comes in and they offer round-the-clock care for free for their daughter. She's not quite brain dead, but she's not going to make a meaningful recovery. Round-the-clock care for her daughter if they will move and let an AI come in who is just like their daughter, and then the real daughter recovers. So, I mean, that's intriguing. I always like artificial intelligence, especially when we're talking about cloning. So, sounds to me like it's going to be a good sci-fi clone story. Then we have Infinity Gate, which is by M.R. Carey. Of course, I have read M.R. Carey's The Girl with All the Gifts and enjoyed that. So this is a brilliant new genre-defying story of humanity's expansion to millions of dimensions and the AI technology that might see it all come to an end. So it sounds like an Earth-ending story. I'm down for it. Then we have Rubicon by J.S. Dews, and I also wanted to watch, I think he did the duology that starts with The Last Watch, which I'm also interested in, and also still have that book on my TBR. But this is Rubicon. Here's what the first sentence says. Sergeant Adrian Valero wants to die and she can't. So I think that it's about somebody that continues to come back to life and she wants to just die, and I don't know what else it entails, but the cover is stunning and it just sounds good. Then still on the 28th, we have A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. I have not read anything by T. Kingfisher yet. This may be my first one. So, to find out what's got her mom so frightened in her own home, Sam will go digging for the truth, but some secrets are better left buried. So apparently she is told that her mother is not acting correctly, so she goes to the house to see what's going on with her mother. And the mother is acting very weirded out or spooked out by everything and just jumpy, kind of really jumpy, and things are not what it seems. Then on the 28th, we have Chaos and Flame by Tessa Gratton, and not just Tessa Gratton. Who else wrote this with her? Justina Ireland. So I have never read Tessa Gratton book, but Justina Ireland, I did read Dread Nation by her. And so Chaos and Flame it's featuring ancient magic, warring factions, and a romance between the 2 people in the world with the most cause to hate one another. So enemies to lovers, YA fantasy. We are here for it. March the 30th, we have Camp Zero by Michelle Min Sterling. I have cleverly explores how the intersection of gender, class, and migration will impact who and what will survive in a warming world. So this sounds like a dystopian, apocalyptic. And then finally on the 30th, we have Rose House by Arcady Martin, which is a novella. Yes, here I am with another novella. What a shocker. Intelligent house that only one person can access, and then someone dies inside the house and it's not the person who could access it. So they're trying to figure out who is dead, how did he get access, and what has occurred. And it's a smart house. So it was intriguing to me. So those are the March releases I'm very excited about. Some March releases are coming out, but I haven't read the first book, so therefore I can't be excited about the second book. Let me know what you guys are anticipating in the month of March. Are you anticipating what I'm anticipating? Let me know down in the comments. I'm always looking for more books to read. Of course, we always want to add to our TBRs, even though we don't read them all. They're already so long, we cannot complete them. But I'm excited about March, and I will catch you guys later.